Maddie from Relogo, and today we're here with Halley Wong. She'll just be chatting to us about her experience moving to Singapore as a student. So Halley is a US citizen, but she actually moved to Singapore from her exchange in Shanghai. So welcome, Halley.
Thanks, Maddie.
So could you please just start by giving us an overview of why you moved to Singapore?
Yeah, so I study at Tulane University in New Orleans, Louisiana, which is in the US. And I was scheduled to study abroad for a whole year. So I spent the first semester in Shanghai, and I chose the second semester to be in Singapore. Obviously, they got cut short because of what's happening right now, but I was there from January to mid-March.
Mm-hmm. And looking back, what are some things that you wish you knew before you moved to Singapore?
Just a couple of logistical things, just in terms of certain apps that you should have that I didn't know, like Grab, which is kind of like Singapore's Uber. In terms of payment, they really only rely on cash, and then there's this thing you can have a Nets card. Also about the student pass. If you're studying there for an extended period of time, you need to apply for a student pass. And a lot of the times the school can take care of it for you, or not take care of it for you, but help you through the process. But I actually had to miss registration because it conflicted with my first semester. So I didn't realize that I had to do everything by myself.
Right. So your recommendation would definitely be for students to go to the registration.
Yeah.
So I guess for students as well, you mentioned that the school can help you with things like cards and passes and stuff like that. So what did you do in terms of your bank account, your phone plan, just those types of basics?
Yeah, so for the phone plan, that's pretty easy. Basically at the airport, I feel like what most people did was they just kind of got a SIM card at the airport. Just because that's the easiest thing to do. A really common one is StarHub. In terms of banking, the school didn't really help us with the banking part, but it's not really a necessity. When I studied abroad in Shanghai, it was necessary for us to set up this a Chinese bank account. But I didn't set up a bank account in Singapore. I didn't need to because they take Visa and MasterCard.
Yeah.
And you're able to use your foreign cards, and they rely on cash a lot of the time too. So it's really not important for you to open up a bank account.
Mm-hmm. So did you find that a lot of places in Singapore only took cash, or was kind of everyone takes everything type of thing?
I think it definitely depends. Hawker centers are really popular in Singapore, which are the outdoor food courts. And so when you're going to those, it's only cash. And then actually at all the food places on campus, they only took cash or the Nets card.
Okay, and so Singapore's accommodation is notoriously expensive. So I'm curious, as a student, what was your accommodation situation like?
So I lived in a student dorm on campus, and many of the students do, the exchange students do. I don't remember the exact price of what I paid, but I remember it was really reasonable, honestly.
Oh, okay.
And I lived in a suite style, so I was able to live. I had my own bedroom, but then I had 5 other suite mates, and we had a shared common space. And then my room had air conditioning. There wasn't any kitchen, but then you have a meal planned for the dining hall.
Okay.
But most of the food places on campus, they have their own food courts, which have decent food, and the meals are only $2 to $3, which is the same as in hawker centers, Singaporean dollars. I think at the most I would pay 6 or 7 Singaporean dollars for a meal.
So I guess to sum up, what would be your top tips for people who are moving to Singapore?
Okay, one would be to figure out your budget before you get there, because it's easy to get carried away, just because Singapore has amazing restaurants, really good food, a fun nightlife, but it's really expensive if you want to fully enjoy it. And then also, if you're moving there, I would definitely look for a place that's near an MRT station.
Yeah.
Because it's just so hot and humid in Singapore at all times. It really does make a difference in what your plans will be if you have to walk a far distance to just get anywhere. So just take that into consideration as well.
Yep, good advice. Budgeting is definitely an important tip for students. So I guess looking back, would you have worked with a relocation expert if it was possible for you?
I would say I would. I mean, I would consider the cost too, just because obviously, like a student, like I don't have like that much like money to spend, but I would definitely say would have made my life a lot easier and the adjustment period a lot easier if I had someone that could answer all my questions. And because like I said in the beginning when I first moved there, a lot of the stuff I just had to figure out on my own, and I was constantly frustrated because I couldn't find like answers basically. And so if I had someone that was just like looking out for me and was able to answer a lot of my questions, it would have made my life so much easier.
Yeah, and I think from a student perspective, obviously cost is one of the most important things, and there's definitely the kind of idea that relocation services are expensive, but Relogo services are actually free for its customers, and we really work with individuals to help them make self-managed moves. Just getting the word out there that relocation doesn't have to be expensive and that we can help people even if you are a student. So yeah, if you ever have anyone that's moving to Singapore, make sure you let them know.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, thank you so much for your time, Haley. I hope that you're staying safe in the States.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, Maddie.
Bye.
Bye.